Hi, I'm Alysha Petrie. I'm an MDiv student in my 5th year here at Phillips.
And I'm Toby Brown. I'm also an MDiv student and also in my 5th year. My experience at Phillips so far has been long. I took a semester off for a move across the country. I came in not knowing what I was doing, and to an extent I still don't know what I'm doing, but I know more about what I'm doing. And so I'm learning, and that was the goal.
When I started at Phillips, I wanted to go an extremely slow route. I was prepared to go very, very slow. And I'm now at the point where I'm kind of pushing through, and I do expect to graduate in May. But my overall experience Phillips has been absolutely wonderful, and it was exactly what I needed at the time that I needed it. So I did have a lot of options. I live outside of St. Louis, Missouri, and there is a seminary 45 minutes away from my home. And I drive 5 hours to come to Phillips. And one of the main reasons is the connection piece. I had representatives from Phillips at my conference annual gatherings, so even before I was even considering going to seminary, I was having conversations with people at Phillips, and I absolutely loved the community of Phillips and was excited to come to a place that I knew I would feel like I would belong.
So when I started my seminary journey, I actually applied to 3 seminaries because I couldn't decide which one to apply to. And then I was just like, well, if I don't get into one of them, maybe I'll get into one of them. I got accepted to all 3. I actually started the enrollment process at another seminary and then got a really bad feeling in my stomach. And so I tapped the brakes and reevaluated and ended up choosing Phillips because it felt better. And I felt better accepting it and talking to the people. And then that feeling was very much solidified and honored when I joined the new student orientation, and just it felt like family. It felt like in 3 days I knew people better here at Phillips than I knew in the church that I'd been attending for 3 years. And so plus, knowing graduates of Phillips through church also helped make that decision for me. But it was really that feeling at NSO, I can do this, and the people here are going to know me and help me.
Yeah, Toby, I love that you talked about new student orientation, and I wanted to add that was where I knew I absolutely made the right decision to come here. Everybody at new student orientation were so welcoming, and I started relationships with other students even during that time that have been with me and have helped me walk this journey of seminary. My experience at Phillips with deep learning is that, yes, it is definitely a part of what I am doing. I love that I can question, I can ask questions, and nobody's worried about, okay, is that gonna be the right answer? I can question everything, I can study anything. My professors encourage me to learn about the things that are most important to me, and to also make the things that I am learning relevant to my ministry back home. So everything I do, I think, has involved with some type of deep learning right here at the seminary.
Likewise, the learning that I've done here has been deep in the sense that I'm learning things that I didn't know I needed to learn. So much of the history and the theology and all the aspects of theology, salvation, soteriology, Christology, all of the different pieces. And one of the things that I enjoy is that because of the community that exists not only with the students but also among the faculty, is that there are connections between the different classes. And so this week we're in class and we're having other professors come in and do short lectures instead of just hearing from the one professor all the time. So I do feel like I belong at Phillips. Like I said, that feeling started with the new student orientation. I've done I prefer to do my classes online. And so even with that, a lot of people are just oh, you can't be social, you can't interact online. And one of my best friends, he graduated this last semester, and we never had an on-campus class together, but he is one of the people that I count among my best friends that I've made here at Phillips. And I believe that that relationship will carry on past my own graduation. And he and I, we get together on Zoom or chat or whatever, outside of class even, to talk about theology or seminary or just check in with each other and see how things are going.
I completely agree with that. And all of my classes, whether they were in-person synchronous or asynchronous or right here on campus like we are this week, all of them have had different belonging aspects. And I love all the people that I'm meeting, all the students that we're getting to know. Even being on campus this week, Toby and I contacted each other, where are you gonna stay? Let's be at the same place. So we've been carpooling every day here, and I think that makes the experience on campus more fun too, because you really get to know some of your fellow students. And it's a lot easier to argue in class and disagree in class and actually have those deep conversations if you're getting to know somebody like we are here at Phillips.
Well, and it's also easier to laugh and make jokes and enjoy the comic relief for some of the heavier topics. And so, yeah, relationship is important.
And when intensive weeks are getting really long and you're sleepy and you're heavy and the words just aren't coming, it's great. It's great to have someone that you really enjoy being in class with, to be together. There's that sense of belonging. We can joke with each other. We can learn together. We can push each other. We can help each other learn more. So, impact that I'm hoping to make with my degree, honestly, I want to say I feel like impact is beginning already while I'm in seminary. And I think one of the wonderful things about everything I'm learning is I'm able to apply it to my ministry at home. So as a youth minister, some of the lessons that I have learned, I've been able to create into a one-day camp curriculum at my local church camp. So it's I'm already utilizing things as we're going through the program, and I'm hoping as I finish up the program, that's just going to increase, because I'm not going to stop learning. I still have Phillips to support me, and I plan on taking everything I'm learning and using it to impact in any way I can.
Yeah, so the part of my reason for coming to seminary was to impact my local church. Since I made that decision and came to that realization, I've been in 4 different churches, and I feel like I've impacted each one in different ways. But I personally like to focus on individual impact. And so in my day job, I'm working in public education as a paraeducator. And this past summer, I was working with a young student who has Down syndrome and struggled to communicate. And so I walked in and met him for the first day, and the people around me that have been working with him for years were just wow, I have not seen him open up that way or connect to someone so quickly. And I feel like part of that is not just anything that I brought to the table or anything that I could have brought to the table before Phillips. And so just the intentionality of what I'm learning here and the application, it's not just about in the church or in the ministry, but it's in life. And so it's my hope that I can impact individuals that then create that ripple effect, to use the cliche, of impacting others. And so that's my goal. I'm not intending to go out and change the world, but I'm going out to change individuals and change individual lives. So one thing that might not get said often in promotional videos is the journey can be rough. And so being prepared for that and knowing that people alongside you in the journey are, one, aware that it can be difficult, but 2, willing to give you space to sort out the difficulties and support you in working through them. And so whether it's an extension on a paper or taking an incomplete or taking a semester off, I've experienced support in my journey. So,
and I would add too, not only during your journey, but don't be afraid to take the step to try out seminary, because there are people to support you through that whole thing. I didn't originally want to do seminary or get an MDiv, and it was the connections I made with people, the conversations I had with them, and the people walking alongside us to help us make those decisions and go through this journey and not be scared. Like, just take those baby steps. Do it. Try it. You'll love it.